This is Tracey from Mindless Crafting, and today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to make these adorable flowers. So this was the mini album that I made, and it needed something else once I finished decorating the cover. And I thought, you know what? I've got a stamp set and that has flowers on it, so I'm going to make some dimensional flowers. So let's get started. So all you'll need for this is a embossing tool, okay? And this one I think came from like Dollar Tree. We do carry them in the store, in our Mindless Crafting store, but I will leave the link for you. But you can get this at Dollar Tree. So you'll need this. It has a smaller end and a little bit of a larger end here, and that's the end that we're going to use to create these 3D flowers. I used the paper, the patterned paper, like the leftovers from this mini album to create the flowers. That way all the colors would tie in and it came out perfect. So these are some of the leftover scraps that I have. So you don't have to throw them away. Use what you have. So these are the leftover scraps for this mini album. If you joined me live for Mindless Crafting at midnight, you notice that we used the autumn wishes. So I'm just using the leftover scraps from that paper pack. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So all you're going to do is you're going to stamp out. You're going to stamp out your flower. And this flower is so popular. It's from the Spring Blossom, from our Spring Blossom stamp set. But I can use it. You can use it any time of the year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that out. And I'm stamping out on a piercing mat, so it's a soft foam. You can use a mouse pad, but it needs to be a soft foam when you create your flower, and you'll see why in a moment. So I'm just going to do a few of these. But imagine you have these scraps that match. It's a win-win. They match the paper in your album already. So you can use this to create flowers for your cards when you're not sure what else your cards need. Create some flowers. So let's put this aside. And I am going to go ahead and cut these out, and then I'll show you the technique for making them 3D. Okay, so the next step is to just add a little bit of a dampness to your flower, okay? So let me show you how I'm going to do this. You don't want to make it too wet, but you just want it to wet a little bit so that you can use your embossing tool to have your paper start to kind of move. So you're going to turn this over like that. Then you're going to take your embossing tool. Oh, wait a minute, one more step. Let's cut this down just a little bit more. Let's cut into, so we have a little bit more petals to curl up, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. So just cutting around here. Just a little bit deep into there. So let me just show you what that looks like. Okay, and that gets your petals kind of to stand out on their own, like on here, and it helps them to curl a little bit better. So now that you have that done, you're just going to start taking this and right on the petal area. See how I'm doing that? Just gently. Right? You don't need to do a whole lot. The paper is wet already, so you don't have to press too far into there. Okay, you see how that is? So just take your time so you don't rip the paper. And when it dries, you'll see how sturdy the flower is. See that? Does that spinning around motion there? And see, it's just naturally curling like a flower. And you could do a ton of these. And just have them in your stash, and when you want to add a flower to your project, you already have it. Okay, so just let it do its thing and curl up. I've been making these for years, just because it's so much fun and it does add something to your flower. So now I'm just going, you just flip it over and you just go in that center part so your flower just kind of does its own thing. And look at that. Look at the magic happening. Look at that. This one I'm going to go back and just do it a little bit more. And remember, your paper's wet, so I have done this on a dry flower, but it does kind of rip the paper a little bit. Okay, and there you go. Okay, press into the middle, and then you can take your glue. Let me just hold this up so you can really see how much dimension is on there. Look at that. All right, and I could probably add even more dimension to it, but I'm going to just have a drop of glue there, add an enamel dot on there. All right, let's see. Probably do a pink one would be cute too. That one, or even a black, right? So it's up to you. So I'll just put this pink one on there, drop that in the middle, and let that dry for a moment. And there you have your flower. How cute is this? And I've done this before, not on patterned paper, but I'll stamp out my flower on some white cardstock, and then I'll go ahead and color it. So I'll have a bunch of colorful ones, and then I'll just add some cardstock, add some, stamp it out. Can't get my words out today, huh? Okay, so just wetting that a little bit. Let's go ahead and do this. I keep forgetting to cut into it. Cut into it, all right? Let that petal stand out. So you should really be able to do this. You just need practice on one, and after that, it's so simple, so easy to do. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite tools also, is this embossing tool. And we actually have a set of 3 in our store. So you can emboss larger flowers that have a larger area. So imagine you can do this to whatever flower you want, right? Just to give it dimension, because it looks so much better when it has dimension rather than being flat. And I'm sorry if you hear the noise. That is Strawberry. He's in the room. She's in the room with me. Okay, see how that's curling up? And then if you want it to be a little bit more, you want the flower petals to stand out a little bit more, just go back in, but just be careful not to go too far in, because then you rip it. But isn't that something else? So stamp it out on your pattern paper. Stamp it out on your pattern paper, and then you're good to go. Let's see, I'll drop one of these. I'm going to drop one of these blue gems in there. So imagine the different combinations. Said Strawberry. Imagine the different combinations that you can do with this. So many different ideas with this. Okay, Strawberry. Okay, and see how that looks. So that is how you can take your covers or your cards to another level just by adding the dimensional flowers to it. See, let's see if you can really see that. Look at that. So I hope this was a great idea. I know it was a short tutorial, but I wanted to come on and show you because many of you have asked, how did I get those beautiful dimensional flowers? And that's how you get it. All right. So I will see y'all soon. Thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you'd like to be a part of our crafty family, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.